Joel Embiid, if you've been looking, he has been getting booed by the team, or not by the team, but by the fans in Philly, and it's I I guess I'm not too sure as to why, but from what I've heard and what I've conducted from watching some of the games and what I heard some other basketball pundits talk about is coming from him not playing as hard as like Ben Simmons is. Because Ben Simmons with Joel Embiid being now, he's been playing very well and kind of carrying the team and still delivering wins without Joel Embiid being there. But it kind of is like the fans are picking sides of who they believe is the true leader and the true person they can look at for this team. And they trust Ben Simmons more than they trust Joel Embiid. Because we see a lot, like I said, Joel Embiid does a lot of antics and stuff. And there were times, at least in recent play, that we see Joel Embiid not hustle or play as hard as a Ben Simmons does, who plays hard every time he steps up on the court. Um, where Joel Embiid, some people can question his mentality and wonder if he'll get out of this mind state of being playful or not being as serious. But the same can be said for Ben Simmons, as we kind of see Joel Embiid not alluding to him, but possibly to. I'm just gonna say it. It is him. The way he says it in press conference, it makes it seem like it is Ben Simmons. Because Joel Embiid has stated how the team needs to shoot better and take shots when they're wide open. There's no other player on the team that could be referring to besides Ben Simmons, who is afraid by who we what we said on multiple occasions that Ben Simmons is afraid to take these jump shots because we've seen him shoot threes and he practices threes, and we even in the summertime I remember him posting videos of him shooting threes, but we don't really see it in games. So it's more so of a confidence thing than it is than an actual I can't shoot type of ordeal going on with Ben Simmons, and that's been kind of a problem that's going on in the locker room. We've seen Al Horford even says that yeah, there's some stuff going on, like he said that to the media, and the 76ers just ain't getting it right. Like there's just no clear cut leader on this team to like make sure these type of things don't get out to the media, to make sure that like a Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are doing the right things they need to do as a team and not calling each other out subliminally and kind of working together and finding things out. And you would think that Al Horford would be that leader, but he's not stepping up to the plate and being that type of leader. He's more of a quiet type of leader than a real vocal leader to come in and change things. That's what Jimmy Butler was to that team before he left, and we can see it's apparently like Joel Embiid. He sent out a cryptic tweet with him because he was shushing the crowd. I forget what game it was. It was earlier this week too, but he was shushing the crowd and say, "Die being a superhero, live long enough to see yourself become a villain," which is I heard it from Jay-Z. It might be an original quote for somebody else, but I remember hearing it from Jay-Z. And Jimmy Butler commented that picture and said, "I know a place where villains are welcome." And I think Joel Embiid's contract ends in about a year or two, and Heat have some cap space. Not this upcoming summer, but the summer afterwards. They have some cap space coming up, so very interesting. And the relationship between Jimmy Butler and Joel Embiid is pretty strong. Uh, Especially after last season, they respect each other's game. Especially Joel, he respects Jimmy Butler's game as well as Jimmy Butler respects Joel. And Joel appreciated Jimmy Butler for being that type of guy to hound him and like hold him accountable for his actions and his play in the game. And Joel Embiid likes that. But with him being gone, like I said, there is no real established leader on that team. And while Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are the best players on that team, and they kind of get along, it's not more so of a brotherly like getting along with each other or type of relationship, I should say. So there was also a tweet that Al Horford's sister tweeted when talking about Joel Embiid and him getting booed, talking about this fan base is confusing. So I'm I'm not too sure how much of a reliable thing that is of just not more so what she was saying because from the outside looking at the fan base is confusing, but as to is there some disgruntledness with Al Horford because he did contact me and say there are some stuff going on in the locker room, but he didn't actually say what was going on. And with her saying a tweet like that, it can make you wonder like, what's actually going on in this locker room? Like, how does a one like Al Horford feel about this fan base and feel about this organization when you see his sister tweet something like that? I don't want to go too deep into it because we can't. I'm not going to be the one to make a judgment based off a family member's tweet or what they're saying instead of from the actual player themselves. But that's just something I just want to toss out there. But what needs to happen to this team for them to be successful? Well, the obvious thing is they need to have better shooting. That's the obvious thing with that team. Because one thing I do not like watching the 76ers, not more so because they can't shoot threes, it's just their inability to shoot threes. They shoot them, but they don't make them. They're just not as effective. And I feel like they try to force that play with players who are not as dominant or not as good as three-point shooters as they want to be. I think they should play more to their strengths. I don't know how Brett Brown can work that. But they found a way a little bit with having Ben Simmons playing kind of in a dunker position instead of having the play style that they had where Ben Simmons would bring it up the floor all the time, and it helped because Jimmy Butler was there to be a ball handler. But with Al Horford being there, I think it kind of claws at the paint a little bit. And like I said, Josh Richardson and Tobias Harris aren't as strong three-point shooters to kind of offset that. So how do you mix all of these together with the likes of a great talent like a Joel Embiid and a Ben Simmons to create a winning formula in a way for this team to actually win? One thing I seen them try, or I seen Brett Brown try, was bitching Al Horford. They started Frank Korkmaz instead of Al Horford in the game that they played against the Clippers, and Al Horford came off the bench and ended up scoring 9 points, and they won that game. And they have, I think, the second, if not the best, home record in the league, 25-2 last time I checked. So, is that something they could possibly do going forward? Are they just going to bench Al Horford and have him come off the bench to relieve Joel Embiid and start Korkmaz, who is a better shooter, on that team? Maybe it'll work. That was just one game I seen that tried as the season progressed. Cause I don't like to make a judgment based off a game or two. I would like to see as it progress. I'll give a 10-game, 15-game period to see how things go, to see if it's something, because you want things to get into rhythm. You want to see how teams play to adjustments and to different styles, if it fits, if it don't fit. So maybe that's something going forward. If that's the case, then I don't know. Maybe they should trade him then. If that's the case, because they are paying him max out. He's getting $100. He got $100-something million contract for him to come off the bench. I don't know how they're gonna fare too well. They got 4 players on that team. They got $100-something million contracts. Tobias Harris got 4-year, 800 and 180 million contract, which I believe to this day is crazy. With the weight, I don't think he's deserving of that. But get your money. I ain't gonna hate on you. Get your money, Tobias. You got Ben Simmons, who is on a contract extension, as well as Joel Embiid. Like I said, I think his contract extension is up in a year or two. And Al Horford, who they signed off season as well. So you got 4 players that's making over 100-something million. Something's got to happen. And either the coach got to find a way to fix this, or somebody got to go.